Okay, so I think it's about time that I tell you a story. I'm just chilling on my boo beanbag, just living my best life, and I thought, it's story time! Now, this is the story of the chicken Parmigiana, and this is a legend, like, that's all I'm gonna say. So this happened to me, I was with, should I name names? Like, okay, whatever, I don't really care. So it was when I was with my ex, Jacob, and fuck. Okay, sorry. So I was with my ex, and we were only a couple months into dating, and we're at his house, and his mum yells out, she's like, "Are you here for dinner?" And legit immediately Jacob yells back like, "No, we're going out for dinner." And I was like, excuse me, I love home cooked food, like proper love home cooked food. Both of my parents are really, really great cooks, and I thought that was just normal. So I said to him, I'm like, oh, we both don't have like a lot of money. Let's just stay in. Like, what's wrong with chicken Parmigiana? I love a Parmy. And he's like, I guess so. So anyway, time elapses like, I don't know, an hour or something. And we hear, dinner's ready. So at this point, I'm starving. Like, I proper need to eat food every 2 hours. Otherwise, I'm a cranky bitch. So I was like, yes, I was so excited, like over the moon. I love chicken parm. So I'm like pushing past him. I'm like, get out of my way. I make it into the kitchen, and this is what I see, and this is where it gets terrifying. In front of me, where dinner had been served, was two plastic camping plates. You know the plates that you reserve, like, in your camping kit? I don't know if you guys go camping, but in my camping kit, we have, like, camping plates, which are plastic, so if you drop them, it doesn't really matter. You just pick them up and wash them off, and, yeah, but they're not, like, plates that you would have at home. They're, like, these plates were proper for children. Anyway, I'm like, whatever, cool. However, my chicken parmy served, like, I don't care right now. I'm fucking starving. And then I look over to my left, and I see where the glorious chicken parmigianas were. And let me explain this to you. I have never been so mortified in my goddamn life. So imagine you've bought like a chicken schnitzel from the butcher, like kind of one of those fake ones, like not fake, but like the chicken isn't real chicken. It's like minced chicken with crumbs on it. It was one of those, which I'm like, whatever, that's fine. But then put it in the oven with no oil on it or any sort of like lube at 400 degrees for an hour and 45 minutes. That's what it was like. These bitches were like white like my skin white, insipid. They weren't even golden brown, they were white. So they would just like, I don't even know how you get food like this. I've never in my 24 years experienced a chicken schnitzel like this before. Anyway, so it doesn't stop there. Next we have tomato sauce, like Heinz fucking ketchup instead of tomato like paste like you would put on a Parmigiana. On top of the tomato sauce, we have a slice of ham, like deli ham that you get from the deli, which like was okay because that's kind of normal. And on top of the ham, and this is where it gets brilliant, was grated cheese from the packet. However, it was frozen! Who in their right fucking mind puts frozen... Who puts cheese in the freezer? And like, if you do, that's cool. Maybe it's just not something I do. But at least heat it up or melt it before you put it on dinner. What? It does not stop here, ladies and gentlemen. It gets worse. So Jacob's mum also says, oh, I've boiled some potatoes for you guys. So me still giving the benefit of the doubt, being like, love me some potatoes, get it in me. I take my chicken Parmigiana on my camping plate over to the stove where the potatoes were. I open the pot. And I see, this is so fucked. And these bitches are big. They're not like little cute potatoes. Like, they're big family potatoes. Okay, you think it stops there? No. I reach in to grab one of these mother overlord potatoes to find that the water was cold. They had been sitting in cold water for 45 minutes. I see like 5 whole potatoes in there. 5 whole potatoes. Whole, not cut, whole potatoes. Like they'd been sitting in there so long. You know when you leave something starchy like rice or potatoes or whatever in water and the starch comes out and the water goes kind of gross? That's what it was like, because the waters had just been like sitting in there marinating in their own starch in cold water. And I was like, do you want to cook these? And she's like, they are cooked. So, me being nice just took one of these potatoes and she's like, oh, do you want 2? And I was like, no! I then put salt on it because, like, on everything, because I found out that she hates salt and will not salt anything. So I dumped that shit on there like we had a salt plane up in here. We then go back to Jacob's room and we sit down and I'm like prepping myself to eat this because the whole situation had shocked me so much. I was very confused. Sorry, I just realized how ugly I am, like sitting. Fuck. Anyway, we sit down on his bed, because who sits at a dining table, like with their family anyway? And he's just hoeing in. I'm like, okay, this is normal, like, let's butt up in here. And I'm trying so hard to like this frozen cheese ass, tomato sauce ass, insipid white Parmigiana bullshit, and I couldn't even cut through it. It was so hard, I couldn't cut it. So I ate the cheese and I ate like the slice of ham. Anyway, I'm like, onto the potatoes. Now, let me explain this to you, okay? I have never experienced something so wrong. I was lost for words. Proper. I take my fork and I stab it into the potato and then I try and cut it. It was raw. The whole thing was raw. And next I say, oh, Jacob, I don't think these potatoes are cooked. I'm going to go put mine on the stove for like another 30 minutes in hot water, because that's how you boil a potato. Would you like me to do the same for you? He says, no, this is how mum always does them. So I'm like, oh, they're meant to be like this? Cool, okay. So I haven't eaten all day at this point, or like I'd eaten breakfast and then nothing up until this point. I'm fucking starving and I'm getting cranky at this point. I have eaten a pinch of frozen shredded cheese, a slice of ham, and like a slice of raw potato. I literally was just like, I was so fed up at this point. I was hungry, I was tired, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. We should have just gone out to dinner. Anyway, so I make up some bullshit lie like, oh, I'm full. And he's like, oh, cool. So he eats his and mine. He ate 2 of these. So I left because I'm like, oh, I have to go and do something. I went to the servo. Oh, well, first of all, I got in my car and I cried. I fucking cried over this. I was so mortified over how can you fuck up a chicken parmigiana and boiled potatoes? I don't know. Now, the memory from that night, from that point onwards, is a bit blurry. I'm pretty sure I ate a whole box of chicken crimpies for dinner. Like, I shoveled them in my face. I went to the servo. I got a box of chicken crimpies and I was just like, get him here, before I got back to the house because I didn't want to offend him. Oh, I'm pretty sure when I got to the servo, I texted my dad and I was like, Dad, you have to come and get me. They're eating raw potatoes, help. Anyway, I'd learned my lesson. I'm like, okay, from now on we go out for dinner. Like, that's cool. I'll save up some money. That's all right. But I think this is the cracker of the whole story. Like, this is the best part. So, fast forward like 6 months or so. And I go over to his house. I got there at about dinner time. Thank fuck I had already eaten. But I go into his room and he has a plate of potatoes and only potatoes on his plate. Just a whole plate of fucking whole ass potatoes. I don't even know where you get potatoes this size. They were huge. I've never seen potatoes like that. Why the fuck would you not cut them up? Oh. Anyway, his mum had gone to work because she worked night shift. Anyway, so I was like, potatoes I see. And I sat down and I looked at him dead in the eyes and I was like, do you like them like that? To which he replied, yeah, this is my favorite way that mum does them. I love them like this. I literally was like, fuck off. I got up and I'm like, I can't be around you right now. This kid was eating raw potatoes and probably has done for his whole fucking life. And I guess I probably should have mentioned, Jacob would eat all of 3 things: Krispy Kreme donuts, potatoes, and steak. And I thought that was so weird. I'll eat literally anything, except for fucking raw potatoes. So over the course of our relationship, I kind of discovered why he was so fucking retarded in the sense of his diet. His mum didn't like Chinese food. Who? Who doesn't like Chinese? She wouldn't eat Thai food. She hated pizza. What? What the fuck? This woman hated everything. Everything. Including me. She fucking hated me. She hated Thai food. She hated Indian food. Anything that was slightly exciting. She's like, ugh, that's so gross. Ugh. He proper was a child about food. I've never seen an adult act so poorly about food in my life. Holy shit. Grow up, you chicken nugget loving fuck. Have a vegetable. You know, I went to make dinner at their place one night because she had gone to work and I was like, oh please, I am dying for a vegetable. And I don't even like veggies. And I was like, I needed it. I felt like I was getting sick. So Jacob's like, oh yeah, just go in the crisper. There's veggies in there. I literally pull out a carrot and it flopped. It bent. I held it and it bent. Anyway, so I'm obviously very traumatized by the whole entire relationship, but this was just the cherry on top. Okay, you can take your fucking raw ass potatoes and your fucking white chicken Parmigiana and fuck off. This whole family had no concept of eating proper food. No wonder why you fucking hate everything. You don't know how to cook it properly. But it is one of my favorite stories, and people seem to love it. So there you go. The first story time. You're welcome. Let me know how you cook your potatoes in the comments below. If anyone fucking says they eat raw potatoes, I swear to God, I'm coming for you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like I want to do these more often because I have so many stories to tell. My life is super eventful. Shit happens all the time. So yeah, tell me if you like it. Smash the thumbs or fucking whatever. Do that. Subscribe maybe if you like. And I guess I will see you in my next video. Who knows what it will be next time? I'll conjure up a story for you. Okay, goodbye everyone. And don't eat raw potatoes. They're fucking disgusting. Goodbye.